Okay, so we continue analyzing. This time we'll see a game played between Halifman and Sveshnikov, two well-known Grandmasters. And we'll see a Queen's Gambit. Here white plays with c4. The previous game we saw a call system, and the Queen's Gambit is of course more aggressive. As white, we are fighting for the center. Black plays the Queen's Gambit declined. If he plays c6 right here, that would be a Slav. And if he takes on c4, that would be the Queen's Gambit accepted. So he plays e6. We play knight f3. And here black plays c6. This is also known as the triangle system. The key is, if he plays knight f6, that would be a semi-Slav. But since he hasn't played knight f6 yet, he can try taking on c4, he'll play b5, and in a lot of variations, he'll keep the extra pawn. The other advantage of this move order is that he'll play with f5, or he can try playing with f5, and then he's playing a Dutch, or also known as Stonewall. So here white decides to play the Catalan variation with he3. The main line would be knight c3, and then he can take. And here we have that variation where black keeps his extra pawn. But white plays with he3. We let the c4 pawn go, and we know we'll use our development to get some counterplay. Remember that in the opening and middle game, development is usually more important than material. The same goes for the initiative. So he plays knight f6, bishop e2, and then he takes on c4. This is a well-known position, by the way. We have a lot of theory here. There's another line which is knight e5. And as white, we try getting our pawn back as soon as possible. I prefer castling first. Usually when it comes to, getting counterplay or getting the initiative, I prefer castling first. I get all my pieces out, and then I think about a plan. If I play knight e5 here, it might be interesting, but I'm also moving my knight twice in the opening. Maybe I'll have to move it 3 times, and my king is still on e1. Here, for instance, I have to face a tough decision when he plays bishop b4 check. I can't cover the check because of queen takes d4. If my king was on e1, then I can take the challenge, but if my king is on e1, it is a tough decision, so first I castle and then I see. So white castles and black plays b5. So black, he's also playing aggressively. He's defending the c4 pawn. He's trying to play with more material, but we also have to consider his king is in the center. So that is our advantage as white. If he plays a quiet move, we'll probably get the c4 pawn back, and now material is equal, but the advantage is we can build up strong center, and it's also tough for black to finish his queenside development because bishop e2 is putting strong pressure on black's queenside. So if black plays this line, he wants to at least have more material. That makes sense. This is a well-known concept from the Queen's Gambit. We want to attack black's pawn structure by means of a4, b3. If somehow we open this diagonal, that would be great. And black plays bishop b7. Yeah, this is much better than a6. In fact, a6 is not helping much because he can't retake with the a6 pawn. If he does, he'll take this way. And that would be opening this diagonal, so instead of a6, he can just win a tempo playing bishop to b7. That makes much more sense. And as white, we don't have to take yet. It is better to keep the threat. Now taking on b5 becomes a threat. And of course, knight e5 is an aggressive move. Queen b6. This looks like... well, I don't think it's the only move, but once we play knight e5, we can see we are putting some pressure on c6 too. That means he can't move knight b8. And bishop b7 needs some protection, therefore queen b6 makes a lot of sense. So now we have another reason or another concept to point out. We are down a pawn, we are looking for some counterplay, compensation, development. He just moved the queen to b6. And we are gonna use this in our favor. We can try attacking this queen too. The queen is a target and his king is still in the center, so we play b3. Concept would be his queen is out. Let's open that position as much as we can, even if we have to sacrifice a second pawn. And we also have to do this before he castles. This is gonna pay off if his king is in the center. So we play b3. He has to take. We play queen takes, and well, here we are sacrificing a second pawn. If he wants, he can take on d4. That is too risky, of course, because of the king. Therefore, he plays knight b7. Well, we have a lot of theory moves here, but basically we can just sacrifice the rook on a1, and we have a powerful attack. You can check this variation yourself. This is theory, but it's also easy to see that this is not good for black. I mean, when you look at this position, you don't have to calculate much to realize queen takes d4. It's risky, even if we don't take on b5. If we play a simple move like bishop b2, we already have a strong attack and compensation. So black plays knight bd7, and this is a defense concept. When you are facing some pressure or when you are defending, best thing you can do is trade pieces off. On the contrary, if you're attacking, you don't want to trade queens, for instance. And bishop e3, tough move, because we are not attacking, we are just stopping the trade. If knight takes, of course, we win a piece. That is the purpose of bishop e3. We are developing a piece and we are also stopping the trade. As white, we don't want to trade. and he plays c5. The other thing we have to point out here is knight d5 is not a good idea, because we play knight takes d7, and then he'll have to play with the king in the middle for the rest of the game. So he's probably losing in the long run. And c5, well, that is a tough decision for black, because he's opening the entire position, and we have much better pieces. I mean, with my king on e1, I'm happy to see c5. We know he's not gonna castle queenside, but maybe he can try castling kingside. It is a tough position, because if he plays something like bishop e7, we can just consider d5, and everything is hanging. So I guess that is the price of taking material and playing with the king in the middle. So I understand if black tried to trade pieces off and free his position by playing c5. We take on d7, he has to take with the knight, and d5. Again, as white, we don't want to trade many pieces off. For instance, queen takes. I think here black is more than happy to trade some pieces off and play an endgame. I think we still have some edge, but black is happy to play the endgame here. Bishop takes, queen takes. Again, he's trading. He's about to castle in a couple of moves. So I don't think we have a big advantage here. So now the knight is far away from the center, and his king is still on e8. I think it's a good time to play d5. He takes on a4. Again, he's trying to trade pieces off. Hopefully he'll trade queens. If black trades queens off in this position, well, the attack is basically over. I guess c4 was another try. His queen is hanging, but so is our queen. We can just play queen b2. And everything is hanging, the b5 pawn as well. And taking here. Okay, now we trade, but it's different. His king is quite open. And we haven't traded queens, so he takes on a4, we take with the queen, and he takes on d5. So we have another gambit. We are sacrificing a pawn again, and he takes with the pawn. If he takes with the bishop, we can take on d5, we can consider it. I would just play knight c3. And here, I think he's defenseless. He'll never castle because of the pin. B file is open, D file is open. We can probably try knight b5, knight c7. In other words, he is defenseless here. He'll probably have a check, and we just play f3. And well, his counterplay is basically over, so he takes with the pawn. He keeps a defender on b7, but when I see this position, yeah, the first thing I see is he can't castle, and I would also try taking this bishop. I imagine something like knight c3, rook b1, and sacrificing on b7. Because here black is defending with queen b6, bishop b7, and knight d7. all we have to do is get rid of the defenders. So natural move, knight c3, d4. He has to play that. He can't move the knight. He can stop this. And here white plays knight to d5. And this is nice because if we play this, black had this move. Rook fb1 looks like winning a piece. I mean, we win bishop b7, however he takes. And if rook takes, pawn takes, and suddenly everything is hanging, our queen, knight c3, bishop e3. If we count material, I don't think this is a good deal for us. So we play knight d5. This is a good threat, and if he takes on d5, that will be great for us because we get the bishop pair, and he has to take. Yeah, if he plays something else, we continue the pressure with bishop f4. He's gonna lose anyway, especially if he keeps on moving the queen. So he plays bishop takes. We play bishop takes as well. Rook d8. So okay, we made some improvements. We got the bishop, but I mean we have to finish him off. So how to do that? Here I'm thinking about moving the bishop on e3, and we also have to consider playing rook b1. We have to be careful with the move order though, because if we play rook b1, he'll play queen d6, and we have two hanging pieces. So I'm not really sure about this. We also have to remember he's 2 moves away from castling. If he castles here, then, well, he's got 2 extra pawns, so we lose all the advantage. First we play this, we control some key squares for the queen, and he moves the queen again. I would play bishop e7 as black. Even if I know I'm losing, I have to try that, because at least I know I'll castle next. As white, we have to find a move to stop this, and yeah, this is not difficult. We can find this move. We just pin the knight, and apart from the pin, we also have rook fb1, and we trap the queen as well. So queen f6. Yeah, probably black saw that variation. He felt the queen was getting trapped on the queen side, and he plays this. And queen b5, another simple move. Rook fb1 was possible, but I mean, apart from a7, we don't have many targets on the queen side. If I play rook fb1, it's to play rook b7 and pin the knight. Queen takes a7 has nothing to do with the game, I think. He'll just try finishing his development, bishop d6 or bishop e7. And queen b5 has a clear idea, and this is playing rook a6. We don't want material at this point, we just want the initiative, creating more threats before he finishes his development. And he tries bishop d6. Well, bishop e7 again runs into bishop c6, and now he can't stop losing a piece. And if he goes queen b6, then we don't trade queens, of course. We win a tempo. and the difference is we'll also have the chance of playing rook a6. So we are absolutely winning here. He tries bishop d6. I guess it's too late. He'll castle, but he'll have to sacrifice a piece to do so. Last try for black. Can't move the knight, can't defend the bishop, so only chance is to play something like rook b8. And if we move the queen, he'll play rook b6. Feels like he is surviving there, so bishop b7. Last touch to win. Nice move, by the way. He can't do anything to stop bishop takes d6, therefore he sacrifices. It's nice to see his king is still on e8. There's nothing black can do at this point. We just take, pawn takes, and well, the rest, it's a matter of technique. f5, we have to just unpin our queen and our bishop, and the rest should be quite easy. So the last moves were king c7, bishop c6, and here black resigns. Yeah, he can't stop losing the c5 pawn. And we already have, yeah, the extra queen or rook. So I really like this game because, I mean, we are talking about two strong players, and during the whole game white had the initiative and black couldn't do much. I mean, he just took the pawn in the opening, and after that he had to defend every single move. And as white, apart from calculating and finding tactical moves, we also have some positional stuff. For instance, this queen b5. This is not a tactical move, because the tactical move would be queen takes a7, maybe trying to get some material or opening that position with e3. So these are the moves I like when I see these games. So I hope this analysis was useful, and we'll continue analyzing in next videos. Thank you. This is Grandmaster Damian Lemos here for onlinechesslessons.net. First of all, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to receive more free chess videos from us, you can just click the subscribe button below. I would also highly recommend signing up for my free mail course, the 10 Grandmaster Secrets to Dominate Chess. During this exclusive course from onlinechesslessons.net, I'll share with you my own Grandmaster shortcuts to effective attacking, defending, and growth hacks to improving your chess without complicated books or memorization. So sign up by clicking the sidebar on the right, and I know you won't be disappointed. Once more, this is Damian for onlinechesslessons.net, and I'll see you in my videos. Thank you.